Sports welcomes you to the following presentation of the National Football League. Coming up, we've got a good one in store. It's the Los Angeles Chargers and our home team. On the visiting sideline, there's Chargers head coach Jim Harbaugh. This guy's got the season started on the right foot, a home victory in the season opener. On the other side, the head coach of the home team. His team also winners in their opener, so a couple of 1-0 teams doing battle here. Thanks for having us in. Mike Tirico, Greg Olson, set to get this one started. And we are underway here on EA Sports. So here come the Chargers, the offense getting set to come out, led by their quarterback, the 6th overall pick of the 2020 draft. It's Justin Herbert.
Well, I don't think that stat line last week had him up for any sort of awards. If I had to guess, you'd much rather have a modest game and a win as opposed to throwing for a bunch of touchdowns in a loss. The biggest thing that he did, Mike, he took care of the ball. So as long as he continues to do that, we're going to have a chance to keep on playing.
Not much to speak of on that one. Maybe a gain of a yard. It's second down.
1-yard gain brings up second and 9 at the 36-yard line.
On play action, it's Herbert. Finding room at midfield. And they will finally run him down. That is a big play for LA. 32 yards.
How about that for your first catch of the game? I mean, to be able to attack the defense with your very first grab really sets things up nicely for the rest of the game. So defensively, they need to tighten up a little bit on the back end. Because I promise you, that's not going to be the last time they call his number.
And he'll plow forward for a gain of 4 yards.
It's now second and 6.
Ball on the 27. Here's second down and 6. Shotgun now for Herbert. He'll get this complete left side to Johnston. He'll get maybe 3 out of that one, and it's going to set up third down.
3-yard gain on the play. Brings up third down.
From the gun, it's Herbert. In trouble, and down he goes. That is Will McDonald. Having a lot of success here early in the season. 2 sacks in the opener, and he's got another one here.
For the Chargers field goal. A 47-yard attempt.
Dicker's kick is good. And the Chargers will take a 3-0 lead.
A lot of times as an offensive player, you come off the field, you're not thrilled to end a drive like this with a field goal. But I think in this case, you can label it a success. You were able to operate your offense. You were able to quiet this crowd just a little bit and come away with an early lead.
And they'll be set up well as he is at the 35-yard line. This crowd ready in anticipation. Their offense taking the field for the time. They'll be let out by the young man in his second season in the NFL.
They find themselves coming off a win last week that came right down to the end, and the best teams in the NFL, Mikey, they can win close games and they can win different style games. You're not going to blow people out consistently in the NFL. The league is just too good and has too much parity. But the teams that are the best in one-score games, they're often the ones finding themselves in the best position come playoff time.
Another run here with ball. Not much there. He's back to the original line. No gain on that.
The best linebackers at this level, Mike, they have all the physical attributes. That's a given. But it's really their instincts. It's their ability to dissect and predetermine where the ball is going before the ball is even snapped. And you could see with how fast he met the back at the point of attack, he knew exactly what play was coming.
And he's out of bounds. It would be a first down, however. There is a flag down. It looks like it is on the offense. You only get a 1-yard buffer from the line of scrimmage for these old linemen. That time he strayed a little too far, and it draws the flag.
60 Vices, 60 Vices.
On third down, they'll set up to throw. Down the field, but it falls incomplete. And Mitchell, the intended target. And it's going to bring up fourth down.
He was covered by Dante Jackson.
He took a pretty good lick at the end of that one. The Chargers offense ready to see the football for the second time. So, Greg, this offense comes on the road here in week 2. Look, road games are so hard in the NFL, but it's nice to hit the road coming off a win at home.
Yeah, absolutely. And again, it's amazing how winning creates more winning. It kind of has the ability to kind of build on itself. It's a snowball effect. So when you're winning, you're feeling good, everything works. And all of a sudden, you start losing, and you start questioning everything about your approach. So the key in the NFL is win or lose, you're on to the next game. And it's the team's ability to start fresh every single week, regardless of the previous week's outcome. Those are the teams that find themselves in position of the playoffs down the stretch. A bit of a quick hitter here. What you're hoping for, Mike, is that the defense can't react quickly enough because the ball's coming out so hot. But they knew it was coming, and they end up holding them to just a short game.
Third down and 9. Out of the gun, here's Herbert. This one down the field, but wind up incomplete. Ray Harris, the intended receiver there. And that's going to lead to a fourth down. This fielded inside the 35. And it's a very nice return. He has given the offense a short field. The home team's offense ready to see what they can do on their second possession. So, Greg, the home opener after winning on the road, I know you've said it a bunch, there's a different satisfaction for a team to go on the road and get a win. So it's got to feel good to start your home season at 1-0.
Yeah, I mean, everyone loves to play week 1 at home. Your fans are into it. The hope and the optimism of the season is at an all-time high, but it doesn't always go that way. So they go on the road and they get a win. So now expectations coming back to your home field, your home crowd. Now everyone's really juiced up. So this is going to be a great environment, a great week 2 opportunity for them to not only start 2-0, but to get to 1-0 at home.
So just a lone field goal in the first quarter of play. 3-0 is our score. And EA Sports NFL Sunday returns after this.
Ready?
From the 33, here's 2nd and 8.
Ready.
They will run it over center with Hall. It'll be a short pickup down to the 31. Sterling James, the former All-Pro, in on the tackle.
He does a nice job coming from his safety position, filling his run gap assignment, and keeps this to a modest gain at best.
Got to get this to the 25. Here's third down.
Get it. 7 Pirates. Pass all 80.
He'll look to throw. He'll find his rookie wideout from Texas. And he will have a first down, but I don't think that's going to stand. They're already heading backwards. They get the former first-rounder, Olufashinu. The task now, a really tough one. 3rd and very long.
18 Cardinal. Panther 11. 19 Lions. Ready?
Back to throw. He's going to air this one out. He's got it! And he's into the end zone. Touchdown. That is first touchdown of the new year.
their first possession of this game, like it resulted in a punt. Not exactly the fast start the coaches told us was so important as this game unfolds. They get the ball back for possession 2. Now they try to find some rhythm, find their identity of the game plan, and they come away with 6. So that's how you bounce back in this league. It's not always going to be perfect. Really nice job settling into this game here with their second possession.
Here comes the return from a yard or 2 deep. He'll get this up past the 20, and that's where they'll set up shop. So now here comes the Chargers as they get set to take over once more. They'll do so with 1st and 10. This drive will begin with a run with Hampton. He'll struggle to get back to the line of scrimmage. If he gets a yard out of that one, it's 2nd down.
Brings up 2nd and 9.
They're going to motion the tight end over here. To throw, it's Herbert. Short pass taken in by the tight end. And they'll hold him to a gain of just a couple and sets up 3rd down.
A 2-yard pickup. Brings us 3rd
Now, Herbert. He manages to get the throw away and completes it. And his first reception of the ballgame, and it really comes at a good time as they get the conversion on 3rd down.
3rd downs, Mike, those are quarterback downs. Those are the downs where you tend to find yourself in a must-pass situation, and that's where the top guys in the league are still capable of overcoming it. So throw the ball downfield, be accurate with the ball. Winning on 3rd downs, that is a recipe for success.
Tackle made at the 38-yard line. 2 yards on the pickup. It's 2nd and 8.
From the 38 now, here comes 2nd and 8. To throw is Herbert. They'll set up the screen to Hampton. And that one's not fooling anyone. They were on that screen from the start. And they lost yards on the play.
The best defenders can just sense when a screen is coming. They can tell the body language of the offensive lineman's pass set. They can tell on the drop of the quarterback. It just doesn't look right. It's exactly the case here. Great job getting to the back and taking him down for a loss.
Throwing is Herbert on 3rd down. Oh, he's going to be bottled up and taken down. They got him. Here's J.K. Scott now. 7-3 is the score. 2 minutes to play in the 1st half. Greg and I continue in just a moment. Here's their punter now as he's on to punt for the 2nd straight drive. And he'll get forward a few yards on the return. And that's where the offense will take over. The home team's offense getting those helmets back on, ready to head out for their next possession. The lead sits at 4, so they'll try to add on to that. This drive begins with 1st and 10. Back to throw here to begin the drive. That's to the running back, Breece Hall. And he's going to be out of bounds just beyond midfield. That's the way to get started and pick up a 17 and a very quick 1st down.
1st and 10 at the 48-yard line.
70, Wolf. 7 Pirates. 7 Pirates.
They'll look to throw. Quick throw, taken in, and he is out of bounds at the 31-yard line. They hit another 17. Back-to-back plays of 17 yards. And another 1st down. 1st and 10. Give up the middle with Hall. And he'll get about 5.
Tackle at the 25-yard line. It's a pickup of 6. Brings up 2nd and 4.
They'll work now on 2nd and 4.
Come on.
He'll go again with Hall. He'll work his way forward for about 3 yards. Khalil Mack, multiple-time All-Pro there on the tackle.
And while that run wasn't anything really to write home about, what it allows them to do, Mike, is keep everything in the playbook at their disposal. 3rd and short, now it's up to these coaches to dial up their best short yardage play and extend this drive.
Open man, left side, he's got it. And he's in. What a try. What a score. That is 2nd TD catch of the season.
And that was just a great drive, really from start to finish, Mike. You could see the play caller just really finding his rhythm, mix in run, mix in pass. It results in the touchdown pass, but really everything they did, the entire possession worked to perfection. You can sustain the drives like that and come away with touchdowns. Man, that goes a long way towards establishing your identity for the rest of this game.
Still a little time. Final minute of this first half. We'll see if they can do anything with this kickoff that is coming their way. A couple of yards deep. He'll bring it out of the end zone. And he's down at the 23, and that's where the offense will take over. The Chargers offense going to see what they can do in the final minute of this first half. They trail now 14-3, so an 11-point deficit as they start things out with 1st and 10. Now it's Herbert. The right side, hauled in by McConkey.
Out of bounds on the 24-yard line. A gain of 2 brings up 2nd and 8.
They'll come up on a 2nd down and 8. Harris, the man in motion. Quickly to the outside and complete. And he's got it to the 35-yard line. Now the Chargers will use the first of their timeouts. They'll stop it just a little bit over 30 seconds to go in this first half. Herbert now on 1st down.
All right, so anytime you're facing the blitz, the best thing you can do as an offense is just get the ball out of your hand. Get into the hands of receiver, run after catch. In this case, nice job by the defense, rallying to the ball. Modest gain.
Again, they'll throw with Herbert. That one complete to Johnston. And they get this one across midfield to the 47-yard line. The Chargers going to use their 3rd and final timeout as the clock starts 21 seconds to go until halftime. Here's 1st and 10.
First down, Los Angeles.
Herbert to the air again. This one broken up. It's incomplete to defender right there with him. It brings up 2nd down.
He's usually such a reliable target in the passing game. Like, we just don't see him struggle to come down with catches like that all too often. And when you're one of the go-to guys on your team, I know the hit's coming, but guess what? It feels a lot better after you take that hit after a catch than it does after a drop.
And he's got about 5 on this one before he's out of bounds. And they're set up a little bit better for 3rd down.
Gain of 6. And it's 3rd down.
Now Herbert again. He's got a man! It's Harris! And he's going to be out of bounds down inside the 25-yard line.
Cameron Dicker on for the field goal. A 40-yard attempt.
He is 2 for 2. That kick is good. And the Chargers cut the lead to 4. It's 10-6.
Nice job there securing points with that final play. Of course, they would have loved to have come away from that possession with a touchdown, but I think they're going to be happy with 3 going into the break.
We'll see a return here from his own end zone. And he will get cut down short, shy of the 20-yard line.
At their own 19-yard line.
Rig alert! Kevin Pirate! Ready?
Now, faking the give. That's over the middle and intercepted. Picked off by Deion Henry. And he'll be brought down on what will be the final play here in this first half. And instead, well, we'll get right back to it as we'll get ready for the third quarter. First half played out a bit as we expected. We'll see if there's a surprise coming up. Both teams set to go, and the second half is underway. He'll work his way across the 25-yard line. The home team's offense ready to get going again. They'll have it first in this third quarter. The advantage is 8. We'll see if they can make this a 2-score game on this one. First down and 10. And he'll be stacked up at the line of scrimmage.
So they're not going to get the yardage to reflect it, but I actually thought that was a pretty nice job by the running back, at least getting back to the original line of scrimmage. This offensive line, they've got to do a better job getting him through untouched. His yards before contact got to be better.
He'll drop to throw. He throws right side down the field, and it is brought in. And they are not going to catch up to him. He will score. 74 yards. It is a touchdown. What a luxury to have in an offense. A tight end who can take it down the field like that and take it the distance. Shades of Greg Olsen back in the day.
Well, I appreciate that, Mike, but I think it's clear by now that we all know what's the most impactful position on offense. It's the tight end. When you have a guy like this who can not only make those difficult catches underneath, but who can get down the field for these big plays, man, you got yourselves a weapon.
The extra point, up and good. And his guys extended to a 21-6 advantage. The kickoff team is out on the field, and we're back to it as the kicks away. He's going to elect not to bring this one out. Probably a wise decision as this ball comes out to the 35. The Chargers offense trotting back out for their first involvement of this second half. They'll start it here with a 1st and 10. And the woes in the running game continue. They're going to subtract yards there. A loss on the play.
Well, they try to get the run game started here early on this drive, Mike, and they're just going to have to do a better job up front. There's really nowhere for this ball carrier to go. You never want to lose yards on 1st down, but that's exactly the case here.
Little short pass here, caught by his tight end, and he'll be tackled up around the 45-yard line. They'll break the huddle, coming up now for 1st and 10. A give, and here comes Hampton. And their woes in the running game continue. He's going to be taken down behind the line.
The speed and the get-off by the big interior defensive tackle, Mike, I mean, he got through there so fast, he almost took the handoff himself.
Last play went the wrong way. It sets up 2nd and long. It's 2nd down and 12. Motion man is Harris. Shotgun now for Herbert. And they're going to work this down inside the 45. 14 yards on that pass play there. It's good for a Charger 1st down.
A gain of 14. 1st down, Chargers.
On the ground, Hampton. And he'll get nothing here. Back to the line of scrimmage, and that's all.
No gain on the play.
When you look throughout this game, Mike, I don't think there's even a debate. This defensive line has clearly won the battle at the line of scrimmage over this offensive line. And for an offense that wants the run game to be such a critical element to its plan, they've got to do a better job because there's nowhere to run, there's no holes for the back to find, and all these zero or negative runs are putting them in some really bad spots.
Throwing is Herbert on third down. He's got the open man. That's McConkey. And he is short of the goal line, but they are in business at the 1-yard line. Well, a chance to get right back in it here. First down and goal
at the 1-yard line.
Hampton is into the end zone. Touchdown, L.A. Greg, sometimes we say it too often. That was an important drive. That one really felt important for them to edge a little bit closer.
Yeah, now the question is, Mike, the offense does their job, but can the defense get a stop? They've got to continue to get the ball back to their offense. Let them build on that previous drive because they've still got some work to do.
He'll start at the 4. Now an opening past the 30. And he'll be forced out of bounds on a very solid return. The home team's offense ready to get back to work. They'll begin with 1st and 10. The drive begins with a run, and it's home. He is met and dropped. A couple of yards behind the line of scrimmage, too.
4-yard line.
I can promise you that is not how they wanted to start this drive, Mike. I mean, to get blown up at the point of attack, there was just nowhere for the back to go on that run.
After the loss of 3, it is 2nd and 13.
18 Cardinal, 18 Cardinal.
Now they'll set up to throw. That one down the field, but they cannot connect. And it's incomplete.
Well, not exactly breaking news here, Mike. They got speed on the perimeter that just not a lot of teams in the NFL have. So even though that ball falls incomplete, I think they have to continue to do it. Continue to pressure this defense and make them defend the entire field. Because as they're worried about him running by them, there is a lot of space open underneath.
Throwing now on 3rd and long. They go sideline, and he stays in bounds. Got the feet down in time. It's a first down. Just his first catch. They have held him in check so far, but that one gives him a first down. They'll look to throw here on 1st down. Throw right side, pulled in by Mitchell. And he'll be out of bounds inside the 30-yard line.
Another great throw, and that's been the story as you check out these numbers. He has done everything this team has asked of him and more.
Let's go now. 68.
On the run, here's Hall. And it'll be brought down as we tick towards the end of this 3rd quarter.
8 yards on the pickup. Brings up 2nd and 2.
So both teams trade touchdowns in that frame as we get through the end of the 3rd quarter. We'll return with more after this. This is the NFL on EA Sports. Here's 2nd and 2.
Hawk 70, Hawk 70.
Off we go with the 4th quarter. It starts with a run by Hall. And he'll have enough to move the chains. He'll take this forward for about 3 yards.
This is a situation that play callers love to be in, Mike. They have all their options on the table. 2nd and short, play action pass. You can run. In this case, they choose to keep it on the ground, play it safe, pick up the first down.
And he finds a little bit of space. He'll take this forward for a gain of 4. 2nd and 5.
Brings up 2nd and 5.
Get it. Ready.
We give to Hall. Maybe a couple there. It's 3rd down.
And after that short run, puts them a little bit closer to the first down marker. They're going to need to create more running room on the ground if if they plan on extending this drive.
Off the play fake. He'll look to throw. And that is incomplete.
But here we find that best laid plans sometimes do go astray. Every offense, Mike, what do they tell us? We want to stay ahead of the chain. We want to stay on schedule. This was a third and very reasonable. Incomplete on that third down try. Now brings up fourth and short. It's always a little bit of a letdown, Mike. You find yourself deep in the red zone and you have to settle for a short field goal like that. In this case, he's able to put it through, and they get 3.
And no chance to return this one. Through the end zone, 4 touchdowns. The Chargers offense ready to see what they can do. They'll start out first down and 10. From the gun, it's Herbert. Short pass taken in by the tight end. They'll get about 4 here as he is taken down.
It's a gain of 5. Brings up second and 5.
Out of the gun, here's Herbert. Over the middle, he's got Harris. And they're going to work this down inside the 45.
It's a gain of 18. And the Chargers first down.
On first down, Herbert. They'll set up the screen to Hampton. And no place to go. He's hit and taken down behind the line.
The 48-yard line.
Motion man is Johnston. Herbert to the air again. They try to set up the screen, but this one doomed from the start. It's incomplete. It's third and long.
16.
Lion.
On play action, now Herbert, and that is incomplete.
I'd say one of the most critical elements of a dynamic offense, Mike, is how efficient are you on third down? It's something these teams stress all week. There's an opportunity to continue to extend this drive. The defense wins this time and brings up fourth down.
Trailing late, they've got to go here. It's fourth down. They'll go for it. It's Herbert. This is caught. He's got a long way to go. And that's not going to work. The defense comes up with a fourth down, fourth quarter stand, and forces a turnover on down.
Ready.
They're going to start this drive on the ground. It's Hall. And he'll get forward for a couple. It's second down.
At the 44-yard line. 2 yards on the pickup. It's second and
8. Ready.
A run here with Hall. They're going to work this down inside the 45. Now the Chargers will use the first of their timeouts.
That's good.
They'll be disappointed there after giving up the first down.
First and 10 at the 43-yard line.
Here we go. Set.
Back to throw. Going right sideline and completion. And he's got another one. Has a touchdown. 3 touchdowns for the game. His first 3 of the year. And another score in another good performance after winning the opener on their way to 2-0.
Mike, you can't be 2-0 without being 1-0, and for them to be able to continue to string early wins together in the first part of the year, this is the start that every team dreams about. This is what you work for all off-season long. To start your season and build some early momentum gives you a lot of flexibility and wiggle room as the rest of this season plays on.
Makes the score our home team 31, visitors 13.
Both teams ready to to go once more as the kick's away. And there'll be no return forthcoming, so the ball comes out to the 35. Turns offense, getting things in order as they trot out for this next possession. They'll see if they can put something together here, beginning with 1st and 10. Got a man coming across the field. He's got it. What about that? Out of bounds, all the way down inside the 15.
It's a gain of
Space getting tight here, down to the 13-yard line. They work 1st and 10.
1st and 10 at the 13-yard line.
Fake the handoff. Now Herbert. And that's over everybody. Out of the back of the end zone. It is incomplete.
And even though you're facing a big deficit, I still think this is the right decision. At some point, you do have to start forcing the ball to make something happen, but you can't be reckless. So I think this would have been more on the reckless side, and certainly a good decision. Maintain possession of the ball.
And he'll get only about 3 before being ridden out of bounds. This is 3rd and 6. Motion man is Johnston. Throwing is Herbert on 3rd down. That one's incomplete. Humphrey outstanding there. Able to jar the ball free in a big spot. And now it is 4th down. Again, they'll throw with Herbert. That's going to be intercepted. And this defense comes through with the turnover.
Herbert's pass intercepted. Result of the play is a turnover on downs.
Come on. Set. Hey, man.
It's 1st down, and it is called. And he'll be taken down as the clock ticks towards 2 minutes to play.
2-yard line. A 6-yard pick.
So, 2 minutes to play here in the 2nd half. Greg and I back on EA Sports. After this, here comes 2nd and 4. They'll run with the former Badger, Braylon Allen. And that one's shut down pretty quickly. He'll get back to the line of scrimmage. Nothing more.
He sniffed that one out from the jump. I mean, once he diagnosed and knew where the ball was going, he got there in a hurry, and he put an end to that play really before it ever got started.
70.
On 3rd down, they'll set up to throw. He's got his man right side. It's complete. And he will have the 1st down. That is not officially going to end the game, but they're going to be able to take the clock way down after that play. And he's going to be brought down up past the 45. That's a gain of 11, and they'll move the chains with another 1st down.
1st and 10 at the 47-yard line.
Here we go. 60 Eagles.
They'll look to throw. To the left side. He's hit after the catch, and the ball comes free. And this is recovered by the Chargers.
Mike, we hear that term run after catch so often, and sometimes people miss that there's kind of a middle phase. There's the catch, but before it turns into a run, you have to secure the ball as a ball carrier, right? It needs to be put away, properly held, points of pressure, front tip up against your body. All of that is kind of taken for granted. Catching it is just step one. You've got to secure the ball before you become a runner.
Going left side, complete to Harris.
Defense does a nice job here initially using zone coverage to take away the middle of the field. That's the most valuable real estate in football. Quarterback gets off his first read, sees some openings to the sideline, and him and his receiver are able to connect.
And it looks like he's going to have the first down. What great work after the catch to extend the drive.
The Chargers, first down. A 4-yard pickup on the play.
Harris, the man in motion.
First down.
Herbert to the air again. They'll look to set up the screen here. And we'll get whistles and a timeout. So they will stop the clock. Closing seconds, game decided, but timeout anyway.
Brings up 2nd and 5 at the 39-yard line.
Going again, Herbert. That's deep for the back of the end zone. And the final throw of the game winds up incomplete. And that will do it. This one comes to an end. So the fans gonna head home happy. It's a win for the hometown squad. They get the job done here at home, and they follow the opening weekend victory with another here to move to 2-0 on the season. So that'll do it for us. For Greg Olson and our terrific team behind the scenes, I'm Mike Tirico. You've been watching the NFL on EA Sports. Follow us on X at EA Madden NFL. With that, we say so long, everyone.